off somewhat his campaign pledge to prosecute Hillary Clinton. Mr. Trump says the investigations are not completely off the table, but he does say that Mrs. Clinton went through a lot. He doesn't want to, quote, hurt her. And he even noted the Clinton Foundation has done, quote, good work. Republican Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan joins us now, member of the House Judiciary Committee, and he also served on the House Benghazi Committee. Congressman, good to see you. First, your reaction that the president-elect, good to see you. He seems to be giving her a pass. I mean, he promised throughout the campaign, and we saw during the debate, that he would appoint a special prosecutor and put her in jail. So what's your reaction?
Well, I mean, I guess I can understand the president, his point of view, but equal treatment under the law means just that. And I always remind folks, remember what took place in this investigation. Have you ever seen the subject of the investigation's husband get to meet with the Attorney General just days before the subject of the investigation is interviewed by the FBI? You ever seen 5 people get immunity and yet no one gets prosecuted? 3 of the 5 who got immunity took the 5th in front of Congress. 2 of those individuals, Mr. Pagliano didn't even show up when he was subpoenaed in front of Congress. So we've seen all kinds of things in this investigation we have never seen before. Senator Graham is right. This Justice Department is completely about politics and not about justice, in my judgment. So Congress has an obligation to do oversight. I think when you think about equal treatment under the law, it's incumbent upon us to get to the facts and get to the truth here so that the American people know that, in fact, there is a standard that is in place called equal treatment under the law.
Well, you just laid out what sounds like a district attorney or a U.S. attorney's case and prosecution, potentially. Well, what about the Justice Department under Mr. Trump? I mean, the supporters are going to feel betrayed. They're going to be angry. They're going to be hurt. They're going to think that he's backtracking on a major pledge.
Well, I mean, we don't know for sure what the decision will be. I think Jeff Sessions is going to make a great attorney general, going to do a great job running the Justice Department. But Congress also has an obligation to do oversight. That's a constitutional job we have to do. So I think you'll see that continue. In fact, Chairman Chaffetz has said that we should continue that. The records law looks like it was violated in this situation relative to her emails and keeping records while she was at the State Department. And then, of course, there's the whole Clinton Foundation information that came out. A lot of the information we have received was from the WikiLeaks documents that we got just the weeks prior to the election. So I think there's a lot to look at there. And you think about Mr. Gambetta, one of the guys who got immunity was caught on this site, Reddit, going back trying to delete his post on that site where he was talking about getting rid of information relative to Mrs. Clinton's email, archived email, and her address. You know, look, this is some pretty serious things going on here, and I think the American people want to know the truth. We can do it in the right way. We can do it in our constitutional way that we're supposed to. But I think it's something that needs to happen.
Well, do you think whatever you dig up and the House continues to investigate, that Attorney General Jeff Sessions, you know, would maybe take this material in a case and I mean, it's not up to the President of the United States whether or not someone gets charged. It's the ultimate responsibility of the top law enforcement officer, and that's the Attorney General and the DOJ.
Right. I mean, no one knows for sure. We don't know what other information we may uncover. What I do have confidence in is Jeff Sessions, Senator Sessions, would be a great Attorney General, and I think he'll do his job the way he's supposed to do his job. So that's a question for down the road. Our job is to do what the Constitution requires, to do the oversight, to get the information so the American people know the truth about what took place while Secretary Clinton was at the State Department relative to the Clinton Foundation, relative to keeping her records. They need to know the truth, and we need to do our job. So that's what we have to focus on moving forward.
And finally, Congressman, if you do in fact find that the law has been violated, what then?
Well, we have called for a special prosecutor in the past, just like Mr. Trump President-elect Trump had done. So we'll see. I think it depends on what we uncover in the course of our ongoing investigation. That would, you know. It depends on what we find, but again, I'm confident we have to do our job, and we'll do that.
All right. Seems even though the President-elect Trump has had somewhat of a change of heart, that certainly there'll be ongoing investigations in Congress through the new year.